everybody. My name is Nick. Today is Wednesday, May 6th, 2020, and this is my first Flosstube. And I stitch with Sphinxes every single day. Yay! Right? What better way is there to stitch except with a couple of Sphinx cats on your lap? If you follow me on Instagram, you know that they are Nox and Luna. I have a strong feeling that they're sleeping, so I don't think they're going to make their Flosstube debut today, but they'll come eventually. They are very, very nosy. Very. So I've tried to do this several times. I don't know if I get nervous, if I feel silly. I don't know. I'm figuring that as I get into a groove, I'll get the hang of it. We'll see. But to make it easy on myself, I'm doing just a quick video, and I'm going to talk about my Stitchsania plans for the month of May. So Lindy Stitches, Stephanie Webb, took a spin on what Stitchers calls Mania, which is the 1,030,000 starts in May, and she picks a piece that she wants to make progress on, gives herself a goal for each week. If she meets that goal, she gets a start on the weekend. And I personally am not someone who does great with a bunch of starts because I feel like I'm never going to finish them if I do it that way. So this works for me. So for this May, I pulled out my Very Merry Christmas Town by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And when I started this, I was probably about 8.5 months pregnant, and I thought I was going to stitch on this in the hospital. I brought it to the hospital, and it just didn't come out of the bag. But, I put it down, and I picked up stitching again, but didn't pick this up. I don't know why, but that's what happened. And then it just stayed in a dark corner until now, where I am pulling it out, and I'm going to finish it this month. So before I started, I had probably about that much done. And now, in the month of May, my first week, I'm working on this little house here. Next week, I'm going to do the toy shop. And then the third week, there is another shop here. Mrs. Claus is in front of it. I don't remember off the top of my head what kind of building it is. It might be a bakery. I don't remember. And then there is a sign all across the bottom that says Christmas Town. So that will be week number 4. And I am going to continue to have my Quaker Wednesdays because I like my Quaker Wednesdays. So keeping it. But my goal aside from that is to finish this by the end of May. It is, I think I said what it is, but I'm going to make doubly sure that you know that this is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery pattern, a Very Merry Christmas Town. It was originally like one of their stitch-alongs. You got like a clue at a time, so I'm just doing them. Each week is a clue. And then, in between that, I picked 4 starts. That if I reach my goal each week, which I would love to do, I will get to start something new. The first one I have here is Bloomin' Hens by Teresa Kogut. And this, I think, was a market release last year. And it is just, look at those chickens. Look at them. They are just so cute and pretty. And I feel like they're going to be a lot of fun to stitch. And this bag is not doing me any favors, so maybe I'll pull the pattern out of the next one. I have it kitted up. The ladies over at Acorns and Threads kitted this up for me, and it just went down in a pile. So I'm taking it out because I want to display this. This needs to be in my kitchen. Look at them. They're so cute. So that's 1 week. My next goal is a Plum Street Samplers pattern. It's a Jack Sweet Shot pattern, which means it would fit in a tart. And it's the Siren's tart. And she is just so stinking cute. she is sitting there doing her stitchery under the sea for all the little fish to see. And look, there's some bobbins, there's a needle and thread over here, her scissors. I mean, it's just so stinking cute. And I also have this kitted up. It was an exclusive, or I think it is still an exclusive, that you can get a down Sunshine Lane. I must have bought it from them, I just don't remember, but it came as a kit, so I have everything here. That was when I was looking through everything, I decided to use the stuff I already had kitted up, because we are in the middle of a pandemic. Getting fabric is not fun. I'm still buying charts from L&S's because they need our support, but trying to make sure that I had all of the threads I wanted, or the right color linen that I wanted, it didn't seem like it was worth the hassle. And I have things kitted. Why are they kitted? So you can stitch them, Nicole. Do that. We're trying. And then week number 3, or the third pattern that I plan to do, is another Plum Street Samplers. This one is another club piece. It is from last year's Dying to Stitch Kindred Spirits Club. That club is no longer in effect anymore, like they discontinued it after last year. And it's called George Decorates for Martha. Now, I don't have any kind of attachment to any political figures. I just don't. It's not meant to be a political statement. I just don't have any strong feelings for them. So, when I stitch this, I'm probably going to make them just regular people, and there's probably going to be no flags. But I think this is an adorable fall and pumpkin-like pattern, and I just love it. It is cute. It reminds me of her Thankful pattern. The one with that tree reminds me of a different pattern whose name I know it's not called Thankful. I can't remember. Maybe it was Give Thanks. Completely out of my head. But it reminds me of that, and I stitched that last fall. So I'm hoping this will be a cute little companion piece, and I'm excited. It is super cute. I had planned on starting another Plum Street Samplers piece for my 4th new start. I hoard all the Plum Street. Like, I think I have an entire bin of Plum Street. I'm slowly stitching it up. Slowly. But I'm getting there, right? But I had made that my plan. I had one more. And then my new Dying to Stitch club piece, the Quaint Country Ladies Club piece came. And it's so cute. Wait till you guys see it. You probably have seen it. I got mine late, so, you know. But look at it. It's called The Witch's Garden. And I think this is me. That is me standing in a garden of pumpkins with Knox the Sphinx, and I'm ready to get on my broomstick and go somewhere. Look, it's so cute. The only change I'm probably going to make is, I don't know if you can tell, but her eyes are French knots. And I don't have anything against French knots. I don't. I don't like making them eyes, because anytime I try to, the eyes come out different sized, and I am too OCD for that. So I'm probably going to just make 2 boxes be her eyes. I can't tell if her mouth might be a French knot too, so that'll change too. But other than that, I think she's perfect. Those colors. How pretty is that red? I'm trying to look at the back and tell you what red that is. but I am not that good. I can't tell. Maybe it's fawn. I don't know, but it's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So, those are what I'm going to be starting. The only other thing, other than my Quaker Wednesdays that I will be working on, is my phone calls chart, which is what I stitch on when I'm making phone calls. That is Hocus Pocus by Wild Violet Cross Stitch, and it is actually stitching up very, very quickly. And I'm having this battle with the light whenever I try and show this to you guys over what did we focus on, the pretty fabric color or the threads. It's hard to photograph, but there is a very good spot in my kitchen where I'm able to get it good for you guys to see. But it's stitching up very quickly. I'm very, very excited about that. And those are my Stitchsania plans. Manageable with still new starts, and I'm excited about all of them. So, yay! Other than that, if you're still listening, which thank you for listening, the only other thing I want to say is I want to thank this community for being so awesome. I am originally from New York City, Staten Island. It's so much nicer to say New York City, but the truth is Staten Island. And there is no cross-stitching community in Staten Island that I have found. I have my two best friends who are also into stitching, so they would come over and we would stitch, but that was the extent. There was no local kneader workshop. There was Michael's and Joanne's, which are great, but the Michael's and Joanne's that were by us were the places that told us that cross stitch was a dying art, and they didn't feel like it was worth actively restocking things for this dying art. And because of that, for the longest time I had no idea that charts existed outside of dimensions. That sounds crazy. I didn't realize there was a bigger world of cross stitch. And I think I found out because of the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcher. So thank you, Amanda and Ashley, for your adorable patterns. You started the opening that I needed to find the rest of the cross stitch world. I remember pulling all of your patterns, stitching everything I could, I loved, and slowly, as I searched through hashtags, I was able to find things other people were stitching, like Tiny Modernist and Lindy Stitches. And as I discovered more and more amazing cross-stitch artists, designers, whatever you want to call them, I learned so much. I learned so much about local needle workshops, linens, threads. I had no idea any of it existed. And without the community on Instagram and Flosstube, I don't think I would. I would probably still be going to Michael's hoping for a dimensions pattern, and that would be the end of it. And so I am very grateful that you guys have made that not the end of my stitching journey. So, on that note, thank you so much. I'm going to try my hardest to keep up at this, get less awkward, introduce some Sphinxes. I know that's why you guys are here. I know you want to see them. But baby's sleeping and they're sleeping and they're loud, so they're better off in their quiet area for now. Anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I am so excited to see everybody's Stitchsania plans. Thanks again, Lindy!